Right. There has been, a lot of noise on social media about Liverpool fans
Yeah.
not happy that Liverpool has not spent much at the close of the transfer windows.
Got transfer window, meh? Got where?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's close. Oh, I don't know. Really, I don't know.
So you all did sign one player. It's not as if you all signed zero.
We signed the player. Okay, we got the player in at the end of last season.
Okay.
Okay, because we know he's gonna sign. He's gonna be announced as a Liverpool player only when the transfer window opens.
Okay.
But basically everything agreement
Everything
all done.
all agreed.
The
All
jersey
agreed
given
upon.
to him already. He's just waiting to just open up and display.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
So
So technically you didn't sign anybody this transfer window.
considered as
But then
not
there's
really
a lot
lah.
of fans who are not happy to say, hey, look, CR7 is going to Manchester United, Lukaku is going to Chelsea. What's going on
if
here?
you're asking me, right, the thing is, I am not bothered by CR7 going to United. I'm only bothered because right now Liverpool is at the best time of their season so far.
Probably the Premier League era.
Yep.
This
right
Liverpool
now,
team,
at
yeah.
the moment, this is the best team during the Premier League era. Yes, correct. This is the best team. And we have to probably get players who are maybe better or at least good enough to bolster the team.
So
But
you
we're
say
not.
you're saying that it's okay
It's okay?
not to
because-
spend that much in
No.
the transfer window.
The thing is, I want them to spend.
What do you want
yes,
them to spend?
I trust.
You talk as if you never you
No,
know what to
the
spend.
thing is, I trust Klopp. I trust Klopp and I
I
trust the process that Klopp has, the project that he has going at Liverpool. It's just that for the past few seasons, when they never spend or they spend on players like Jota, it's always a good surprise for me, which I trust it. But at the moment, right, from last season, I think everybody traumatized.
Why-
Because of
what
last season. Last season, all our three
Injured.
defenders gone.
Injured.
We had Fabinho going in. We had even Hendo going in. And then we had the replacement defenders also injured. So at that moment, we had like more than 20 centre-back pairings, different pairings. That's why I thought that at least maybe we will get somebody in. Other than Konate. Somebody who has, at least if let's say our defenders are not performing, we got a good midfielder. But
Okay,
Yeah.
Before we have your opinion, right? Actually, I'm sure you all have been reading all the Liverpool fans comments, right?
Oh,
okay,
no.
so
Yes.
what's their reason
That's a
here?
lot.
What's their reason of their frustration?
Okay, you see, I think the fans, right, the bulk of the fans, because, a lot of us, we do not understand the finances, how the finances of a football club works, the things behind the scenes, how it works. So of course, it's easy for us to just go out there and say that, oh, I want them to spend 50 million. I want them to spend 30 million on this player. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're bringing in your FIFA, your
Game.
your whatever Premier Manager or whatever, all these games into play where, yes, you can spend endless amounts of money. But the truth is, with the current pandemic that is still ongoing in the whole world, the current pandemic, we look at it, I personally, I have to take a look at the other side of the coin on how the owners actually view this whole entire thing. Especially when you read about the recent financial turmoil that is affecting big clubs, really big clubs, Real Madrid,
Yeah,
Barcelona, who
yeah.
is really in a big pile of mess, 1.2 billion euros in debt and all this sort of things.
yeah,
True, that's true.
to sell players
It
on
makes
free.
me sit back and think that, yes, I think Liverpool is a club that is probably much better ran. I won't say well ran, but much better ran as compared to a lot of other giants. I mean, in a perfect world, yes, you probably are backed by owners who have unlimited. Basically, there's no limit in their pockets, like the PSG owner, the Man City owner, Roman Abramovich or whatsoever. Okay, but back to Just point. Just made a very good point just now. If Liverpool is to bring in a player, it has to be a player that that change the whole entire Liverpool team. Put it this way, a Marquez signing.
Marquez signing.
Will
Yes.
a £20 million or £30 million player actually improve Liverpool that much? I honestly don't think so.
Will a 50 million pound
Yeah,
player
exactly.
improve a club?
British defender.
Correct. British defender. So it's like, are you going to sign a £30 million player to try to give competition to Salah? I don't think so. Because no matter what, I think Salah is going to be the one to start. You're going to buy a £20 million player to challenge Mane, to challenge Thiago for his role? I don't think so. So instead of bringing all these players in and stifling the growth of Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. So what is the difference between using a player from our youth system, versus buying in a player which probably may not be much better or may actually be even lousier as compared to our youth products? So if you ask me, I think without signings, last season was a one-off. Last season was a one-off. I suspected that Klopp took the huge gamble, which ultimately we all know that it was a gamble that didn't pay off. On going into the season with only 3 senior centre-backs in Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip. And we all know what happened to the 3 of them. So my take is that knowing Klopp on how he has worked with transfers, if his number 1 target is not available, he would rather not sign anybody and he will choose to wait until this player becomes available. Whatever that happened with Van Dijk, he waited 6 months for Van Dijk to come in. Alisson. Yeah. And
Fabinho.
Fabinho, Keita. Signed Keita 1 season ahead of and he allowed Keita to actually continue in RB Leipzig. So my guess is that Konate was all along his target, because Konate is young, he's a French under-21 international. So Konate and Gomez could actually be the future of Liverpool. Eventually, when Matip and Van Dijk retires, or when they move on. So Konate could have been his first choice all along. So he chose not to bring in anybody and rather use Rhys Williams and Nat Phillips as his backup, which turned out that these 2 had to play the bulk of the games towards the end of the season. Yeah.
Is it a concern? Maybe we are not good enough. You see Chelsea take in Lukaku and straight away he scores against Arsenal. That kind of thing.
Arsenal not good enough.
I allow myself. I open myself. Sorry.
He opened himself.
I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, because we opened it up.
So you see,
very quick, a bit too quick for you.
Sorry.
So you see, that is the thing. Lukaku is a player that changes, that made an immediate impact on Chelsea. Whereas another player, can he make the same impact at Liverpool? The way I look at it, unless you're talking about players like Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, such players of such stature, when they come in, they will have a huge impact financially and the way that they play on the field. Then yes, I would say that it makes sense to bring them in. But I don't think Liverpool are the kind of clubs to go for such players.
What about players like Adama Traore?
Adama Traore, yes, but look at the fees that Wolves wanted for him. £75 million or 80 million pounds. You're not going to buy a player just to give competition to Salah Mane for that sort of money. You're not going to pay that sort of money.
And they will still start.
And the truth is, exactly, Salah will probably still start over Adama Traore.
Look at Mane is not performing and she's still starting.
I was having this discussion with Jess earlier about the squad depth.
Yes, this one is an eye-opener. Right? When he talked to me, it's like, she's quite true. This is...
Everybody knows that the Premier League, every club is only allowed to register 25 players, for the whole season. And I think with changes being allowed, halfway through or something like this, I don't know. But in any case, bottom line, only 25 players can be. So of the 25 players, we are talking about 3 goalkeepers. We have to register 3 goalkeepers. So on my list, there are already 5 goalkeepers in Liverpool. You have Alisson, Adrian, which I hope that this is his last season. Loris Karius, who's still there. Kwame Kelleher, and even the Brazilian guy, Marcelo Pitaluga.
This one we just bought. He's young.
He's young.
He's very young.
So Three goalkeepers. Okay, Alisson, let's say Adrian, Kwei Min, and Kwei Min Kelleher. Three of them. All right, and look at our defenders. We have Van Dijk, Konate, Gomez, Chibikas, Robertson, Matip, Nat Phillips, Trent, Nico Williams. That is 9 defenders.
9 defenders.
We are talking about 9 defenders. Left back, you have Chimikas, Robertson to cover the left back. And of course, we still have the ever reliable James Milner.
Can cover both sides.
Yeah, or even Joe Gomez.
Yeah.
Joe Gomez has actually played
Yep.
as a left back under Brendan Rodgers
Yep.
when he first started with Liverpool. And Gomez has always known to play as a right,
Right
back,
back also.
as well.
Yeah.
So at centre backs, we have the 4 of them. Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, and Matip.
Matip, yep.
And of course, Nat Phillips as the 5th choice. Yeah. Then right back, you have Trent, Nico. So defensive, I think you can't be stocking up your whole defense with 4 players in every position. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If that actually makes sense, Bellerin would actually be sold, would still be kept at
A
Arsenal.
lot of things don't make sense.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry that I have to bring it Arsenal, okay?
The only
A lot
thing
of
is
things.
that because if you're talking about like this kind of depth, right? If let's say people say we got Varane, look at United, buy Varane. We have these 4 centre backs who are very good. Let's say 2 of them are glass players, right? Gomez and Matip.
Matip.
We got Konate
Van Dijk.
and Van Dijk. The thing is, we have to know if we bring in a Marquez signing,
Yes.
will they be willing to sit on the bench just to let the first team player?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's
the
like,
problem.
you see, for Konate, he's really finding it. I think he is really realizing it that
Yep.
it's not easy breaking into this
Yes.
Liverpool team.
Carabao
And-
Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah. he probably had to start off
Have
with
to
the cup
have
games
to depend on
and
this.
just wait for his chance. Okay, because the truth is, everybody knows, all Liverpool fans know that Klopp's preferred centre back pairing when all are fit is Matip and Van Dijk.
Yes.
That is the truth. That is the truth. Gomez is like, yes, his 3rd choice, but Matip and Van Dijk has been proven that it's Klopp's first choice. Okay, so go back. We'll talk about midfielders now. So
Yes,
we're talking
yes.
about 9 defenders,
Yes.
3 goalkeepers. That is 12. Okay, assuming Nat Phillips is not registered. So that is 11, 8 and 3. So midfielders, you have Fabinho, Thiago, Milner, Keita, Hendo, Ox, Curtis. Okay, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So 11 plus 7, that's 18. And our forwards, Firmino, Mane, Salah, Minamino, Jota, Origi, and Elliott. That is 7 of them, making it 25. So the truth is, if Nathaniel Phillips is registered, my guess is Origi may not be in the 25-man squad. So if you're talking about signing somebody, so if you're just signing for the sake of signing, when you already have 26 players that is contesting for a 25-man slot,
That's the
then
thing.
what's the point?
Yeah.
So you have to look at it from the other side of what the management of the club are looking at. And this, it could actually be sanctioned by Klopp, that Klopp doesn't want anybody to come in to disrupt the whole entire
Yeah,
flow of
that's
the
true.
team.
This is the most true.
Okay, for those
makes
of
sense.
you Liverpool fans who are
Yeah.
asking for Liverpool to sign someone during that transfer window, who do you think you would like Liverpool to have signed? And since it's 25-man squad, right?
Yes.
Who do you think should be kind of left out?
I know who, roughly, some. They want Origi to go out. They want Karius and Adrian to go out.
So that means a keeper has to come in, right?
Yeah, keeper. No, but keeper we already have 3. We have
No, then I'll rather, even if Karius and Adrian goes out, I'll rather continue with Kwei Min, okay, whom everybody lauded him
Yes,
after
man.
his few games when Alisson was injured last season.
Yep.
And the young guy, Peter Luga.
Liverpool
Yeah.
fans only want
Oh,
Mbappe.
you want Mbappe
You know, right? On
only,
social
yeah.
media,
Yeah.
that's the only one name that Liverpool want.
But
Mbappe.
you must understand is that Mbappe's preferred destination has always been Real Madrid.
Yes, man.
So
Look at it.
it doesn't mean that you want to sign him. Fans wanting to sign him means that he will actually want to come to Liverpool.
You hear it first.
Correct.
Next season, free transfer Real Madrid.
I mean, look at it. So if you look at it, it's like, okay, they were saying that, okay, you need an extra midfielder. That was another thing that has been talked about a lot on social media. Okay, that we needed another midfielder. So the only one that I can really think of is that if you really wanted a backup midfielder as a signing, it's probably a true number 6 to back up Fabinho. Because that was the role that Gini Wijnaldum was playing when he was still with us.
Yep.
Okay? He was always been the deputized the number 6 role when Fabinho was injured or like last season was made to stand in defense. Yeah. So that, if you ask me, that could maybe the one that makes a little sense. But if you're talking about box to box, the number 8s, we have Thiago, you have Naby Keita, you have Jordan Henderson, you have Oxlade-Chamberlain, you have Curtis Jones. You have tons of number 8s. And Liverpool doesn't play with a number 10 ever since Coutinho left. Looking at it, I don't think Klopp is... If he had wanted to replace Coutinho, he wouldn't have waited till today.
Yep.
It's really been... Coutinho has left for like, 2 seasons plus? Coming to 3 seasons? Yeah.
Maybe they want Suarez. He's coming home.
Wow.
Home, Suarez.
This time you're very fast. This time you're very quick.
So, yeah. If you ask me,
not
honestly, I am personally happy with the squad. So I don't think that there is really a huge need for a new signing. Yeah, unless you're telling me that it's an Mbappe that wants to come to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Would you want him? Because you ever said before, he might disrupt the whole team.
Of course. So it really
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Especially
It
with
really
CR7.
depends. I mean, how much are you willing to pay him? And how much is he willing to take to come to the club? Knowing that there's nobody in the squad that in terms of wages will be able to go above Salah, Van Dijk. Yeah, these two are probably, I think they are still the highest paid players in Liverpool.
Yep.
So if you're telling me that a young 21-year-old or 23-year-old Pang wants to come in and he wants £600,000 per week, then I'm telling you, don't talk about Klopp. Even if I'm the manager, I will say no, sorry. Because you're just young. I mean, yes, you're an Mbappe, but he is Van Dijk, he is Salah. What makes you any better than the two of them?
I mean,
Especially after your performance in France.
Yeah, during the Euros.
During the Euros.
It's like you're still a pair of legs. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Insured, I think his legs are insured. Most probably, his legs are insured.
It really it depends. I mean, of course, if in a perfect world, I would say yes, I want him in the Liverpool team. Eventually, probably to replace Mane or Salah, because both are already hitting 30 already. So yes, if you ask me, I would like him. But for this season, but that is provided if he really wants to come to Liverpool.